Hey, birth workers, lactation consultants, coaches, course creators, or service providers whose best fan ever, ideal client is a mom, and you're creating content but not making sales, listen up. Here's what most of you are missing. Moms do not buy like business owners. So if you're following all the business coaches and Instagram gurus who only know how to sell to other entrepreneurs, that's exactly why you're getting crickets. In my sold out offer challenge, I'm teaching you exactly how to create content that converts moms into paying clients, not followers, clients, sales. This took me from posting and praying to consistent sales. I'm going to share my exact framework and how I built a 7-figure business selling a course to moms. The challenge is $33. VIP is $147 with daily live coaching after every training. I am only running this a few times a year, and this might be the last one for 2025. Go to trishwarecoaching.com/SOO right now. Stop posting for vanity metrics and start posting for sales. Okay, I need you to tell me something real quick. How many offers do you have right now? How many lead magnets? How many email sequences and tags are sitting in your email platform half finished or completely forgotten about? If you just felt your stomach drop, this episode is for you, because I'm about to show you why the thing you think is going to make you more money is actually the exact thing that is keeping you broke and exhausted. Welcome back to Sold Out Sales School. I'm Trish Ware, and after 7 kids and building a 7-figure business and a multi-6-figure brand, I can tell you this with absolute certainty. Simplicity scales and complexity fails every single time. And today we're going to talk about why you need to strip your business down to the essentials. Strip it down, girl. 1 offer, 1 micro experience, 1 platform, 1 year. This is going to challenge everything your brain tells you or that you think you know about building a business. But stick with me, because this principle changed everything for me, and it will for you too. So here's what I see happening constantly. And even with some of my clients that come into the mastermind, you're out there creating offer after offer because you think, number one, more option means more money. Or maybe you think, well, that one's not selling. Let me create a better one. And you've got this $27 thing and this $97 thing and this $297 thing, or maybe this $2,000 thing. If you're feeling even more ambitious, you've got 5 different lead magnets because you've heard you need to give more value. You're running 3 different masterclasses, 2 challenges because, webinars and challenges are the thing. Someone said webinars are dead. Another said 5-day challenges are the new thing. And what's actually happening? You're exhausted. You're overwhelmed and you're not making money. You're managing a million moving parts. And every single one of those offers, those lead magnets, they need its own sales page. They need an email sequence. They need its own follow-up system. Every lead magnet needs an automation behind it. Every challenge, every webinar needs text setup and landing pages and funnels and back-end systems. And you're spending more time managing the machine than you're actually serving your BFE or making money. And the truth that a lot of people don't want to hear, maybe nobody wants to hear, I don't know, is you don't have a traffic problem. You don't have an audience problem. You don't even have a sales problem. You have a clarity problem. And that clarity problem is costing you everything when it comes to making sales. When I first started Labor Nurse Mama, I thought I needed to cover all the bases, to be everywhere, do everything, offer everything. Well, this is good. I need to have this and I need to have that. And I'm a mom of 7 and I'm a labor and delivery nurse and I've done postpartum and I can do it all. I thought I had to have all the answers for all the people. But what I learned once I actually started building my brand from 0 to over 709,000 followers and multiple 7 figures is the riches are in the niches. And simplicity is your competitive advantage. And I would even say, let's go deeper, not just the niche, but like your avenue, your lane of expertise. So we're going to break it down exactly. This is what I teach inside Content Mastery Mastermind and what I live by in my own business. One offer. That's it. Now you can have the things that lead into that one offer, but you should only have one main offer until you hit multi six figures and you can sell it in your sleep. Not two offers, not three offers, not a suite of offerings. One. Now, we're not talking about tripwires or downsells. You can have those things, but one core offer that you send your people to. Because when you have one offer, you get really, really good at selling it. You know all the objections, you know exactly who it's for, you can talk about it in your sleep, your content becomes laser focused, your messaging becomes clear, and your audience actually knows what you do instead of being confused all the time by all the options. Think about it like this. When you go to a restaurant and the menu is 47 pages long, they have Chinese, they have Japanese, they have Mexican, they have American, they have Italian. You get overwhelmed. You're like, can they really be doing anything well? You don't become an expert unless you do one thing. When you're trying to order from a menu like that, you're second guessing and you wonder, did I order the wrong thing? But when you go to a restaurant that does one thing, like the best pizza place in town, you trust it. You know what you're getting. You know they're an expert at pizza. And then you tell your friends about it because they're known for that one freaking thing. And that's what happens when you become the expert of the one thing. And one micro experience. This is the bridge between your content and your offer. For me, that's my sold out offer challenge. It's a 5-day live experience that allows you to experiencing me. The one thing AI can't do is do an experience. And that gives massive value, builds connection, and naturally leads into my mastermind. Because if you like my teaching style, if you're like, hey, this is for me, you want to work with me. I'm not running 17 different webinars or masterclasses or workshops. I have one proven system that works and I run it consistently. That's it. The same with Labor Nurse Mama. We have the 5 days to a fearless birth experience, leads into my Calm Birth bundle. And why that matters is every micro experience you create needs tech behind it. It needs registration pages and confirmation emails and email sequences and reminder sequences and show up strategies and sales emails afterwards, replay delivery, follow-up systems. And if you've got 5 different micro experience, 5 different workshops, you've got 5 different sets of automations to manage, to troubleshoot and fix when something breaks. And the reason I am sharing this with you guys right now is because we just had this conversation on our weekly mastermind call. And we were talking about this is why simplicity scales, right? Because when you have all these automations and all of these things, you have to troubleshoot if something's not working. And if you've got 50 different ones, you're always going to have something breaking. 1 or 2 lead magnets maximum. That's all you need to grow your email list. If you nail it and you are giving them extreme value that they really need, and you're solving one problem, one main problem, which is what I teach you guys inside the Sold Out Offer Challenge and inside the Content Mastery Mastermind. If you're doing that well, you don't need a different freebie for every possible person who might be interested. You need one really good one that attracts your BFE and pre-qualifies them for your offer. That's it. One landing page, one email sequence, simple Sally. One platform for 1 year is the next thing we're going to talk about. And this is the one that really gets some of my new business owners fired up. But listen, you don't need to be everywhere. You don't need to be on Instagram and TikTok and LinkedIn and YouTube and Facebook and Pinterest and Twitter. Pick one platform and master it. Now, I would say pick the one that your best fan ever is actually hanging out and go all in for 1 year. Once you have figured it out, move to your next one. You can repurpose content, but you're focusing on that one platform and create the best content there. Get really good at that platform's algorithm and their audience. When I was building my business, I started with Pinterest. I mastered it. I still make so much money from Pinterest. And then I moved to Instagram. That's where my mamas are. And then we moved to TikTok. Then we moved to Facebook because we wanted to master one at a time. I went all in on that one platform. I didn't worry about the rest. And now we're mastering YouTube and we've grown to 34,000 subscribers. So you have to focus on one thing at a time. That's how you become an expert and a master. And that is what has allowed me to grow to over 709,000 followers on all of the platforms and to have one of the top parenting podcasts in the US and multiple other countries. So here's what happens when you simplify. You actually have time to show up and sell. You're not spending 3 hours a day managing tech and automations and systems and tweaking, and you're not context switching between 47 different things. You're focused, you're clear, and clarity sells. Your audience can tell when you're scattered and when you're not showing up in the power that you need to show up in. They can feel when you don't really know, like, what you're selling or who you're selling to. But when you're focused on one thing, one ideal client or BFE, if you know me, that's what I say. When you talk about it consistently, sell it every day, when every piece of content points to that same offer or that micro experience, people trust you. They see you as the expert in that one thing instead of the person who does a little bit of everything. And their mind will naturally think of you when they need that one thing. The other thing that's really important, again, is the part that really matters is simple system scale. When I decided to run ads to my sold out offer challenge, I didn't have to figure out which of my 17 offers to promote. I had one path. Content drives to the challenge drives to the mastermind. That's it. It's simple. When I wanted to hire my team members, I didn't need to train them on 47 different back-end systems. I trained them on the 1 or 2 funnels that we have. It's simple. The more complex your business is, the harder it is to scale. And every time you add another offer, another lead magnet, another platform, another micro experience, you're adding complexity. Complexity fails. Complexity requires more time, more energy, more money, more team, and more systems, more troubleshooting, because there's going to be more problems. Simplicity, on the other hand, creates you space to actually work on what builds your business, which is content and messaging. Alex Hermosi says 80 to 90% of your time should be on content and messaging. When you have the space, you're going to create better content. You're going to have space to sell with confidence because you're not confused about who you're talking to or what you're selling, and space to live your life. Because if you're not living your life and you're a slave to this business, it's not worth it. And I know what some of you guys are probably thinking. You're probably thinking, but Trish, what if I'm leaving money on the table? What if someone would buy my 97 thing, but not my $2,000 thing? Here's my answer. Stop worrying about the people who won't invest in your real offer and start focusing on serving the people who will. Speak to the people who will. So the $97 buyer might not be your person. Or on the flip side, you're selling a $97 offer and that is your person. Here's the thing. You decide who your person is, and then you create content and messaging that sells to that person, that speaks to them. When you focus on one offer, you get really good at finding that person at your BFE, and your content speaks directly to them. Your micro experience serves them and allows them to experience you, and your sales conversations convert them. And suddenly, girl, you're making way more money with less complexity, less stress, and less hustle. You're spending time with your babies. You're, present for your partner, and you're able to have a life. And this is exactly what I teach my clients inside the Content Mastery Mastermind. We strip everything back to the essentials. One clear offer that solves one clear problem for one clear person. One micro experience that bridges the gap. Simple content systems that work. Simple follow-up that doesn't feel gross and yuck. And the result, my clients start selling because they're not scattered. They are focused. So here's what I want you guys to do today. I want you to audit your business honestly. Write down every offer you have because I want you to go into 2026 strong. Write down every lead magnet, every platform you're trying to maintain, every automation sequence you've built, and then ask yourself, is this simple or complex? Is this helping me scale or is it keeping me stuck? And if you're ready to simplify your business and start selling with clarity and confidence, I want you to come join me either inside the Sold Out Offer Challenge. Our last one of 2025 is coming in December. It's 5 days where we're going to get crystal clear on your best fan ever, your messaging, your offer, and simple systems that actually convert. And you can find the link in the show notes or go to trishwarecoaching.com/SOO and join. Or girl, if you're ready to go hard and have the most incredible 2026, you need to join the mastermind. And we have a link in the show notes for you to apply. It's trishwarecoaching.com/apply, or send me a DM on Instagram. I am Trish Ware. Do not forget to hit subscribe to the podcast, leave a review if this episode hit home for you, and follow me on Instagram. Again, that's I am Trish Ware, where I share strategies and conversations for building a business that gives you freedom, not just followers. Now, go simplify your business, friend. That's your cosmic slap on the booty for today. Let's start selling your offer, and I'll see you again next week. Bye for now.